And then there is Trump's tax plan. He would give trillions in tax cuts to big corporations, millionaires, and Wall Street money managers. That would explode our national debt and eventually lead to massive cuts in priorities like education, health care, and environmental protection. In his speech on Monday, he called for a new tax loophole. Let's call it the Trump loophole, because it would allow him to pay less than half the current tax rate on income from many of his companies. He'd pay a lower rate than millions of middle-class families. One nonpartisan expert at the Tax Policy Center described this plan as, and I quote, a really nice deal for Donald Trump. Of course, it's hard to say how nice, because he refuses to do what every other presidential candidate in decades has done and release his tax returns. The 400 richest taxpayers in America would get an average tax cut of more than $15 million a year from the Trump loophole. And then there's the estate tax, which Trump wants to eliminate altogether. Now, if you believe that he's as wealthy as he says, that alone would save the Trump family $4 billion. It would do nothing for 99.8% of Americans. So they'd get a $4 billion tax cut, and 99.8% of Americans would get nothing. Just think of what we could do with those $4 billion. We could pay for more than 47,000 veterans to get a 4-year college degree. We could provide a year's worth of health care to nearly 3 million kids. Or we could fund a year's worth of federal assistance to state and local law enforcement. I think there are a lot of better ways to spend the money. Donald Trump wants to give trillions in tax breaks to people like himself. I want to invest it in veterans, our kids, our police officers, and so much more. And you can then draw your own conclusion about values. Now, it's true that both of us have proposed to cut taxes for middle-class families. He's making a big promise. But his advisors have said, his own advisors have said, he may not stand by them. Instead, the tax cuts he doubled down on in his speech in Detroit on Monday offer trillions to the richest Americans and corporations. And one of the differences between Donald Trump and me is I'm telling you what I will do. I'm laying out my plans, and I will stand by them and want you to hold me accountable for delivering results.